Hi weenies! Thank you for stopping by again today for another Philly Willy, Philly Pickle, Philly Cheesesteak video. It's gonna be a good one today. Y'all know what we're gonna be talking about. Right now, Phil is currently on his podcast, just talking. That's all he's doing is just talking. And I couldn't take it no more. I said, I need a break. I just need to make my video and get away from this because it's affecting my mental health. Actually, Phil has that effect on people, and I thoroughly believe that you need to make sure for your own health to take a break from Phil once in a while. You take a day off, because it's a lot. He's a lot. So, what did you think about the interview? Were you disappointed? Were you happy? Were you jumping up and down? I was excited. I had a little glass of wine. I had some snacks. I was under my blanket on my bed, and I had the interview on my big 70-inch TV in my living room, my bedroom, and I was on the chat on my phone. It was a little obsessive, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be mad if some of the fans called me weird about it, but I was gonna be entertained for the night. I didn't care. So then I'm watching the video, I'm watching the interview, and it slowly got like better and better and better and more intense and more intense and more intense. Phil got madder and madder and madder. And it was just insane. And then I knew he was going to. I figured he was going to do something afterwards, and then he put up his daily rap. And y'all, look at this man. Does that look like a man that don't care? Does that look like a man that's not angry, that's not depressed, that's not gonna be drinking a whole bottle of alcohol right after? You can't fool me, Phil. And then I made this comment. Before he deleted it, it got about 60 likes and a response from one of his fans. I should have screenshotted. Did I screenshot it? I think I might have screenshotted it. The comment was essentially me saying, dude, the way you reacted to this interview was really sad. Like, it's so apparent that Phil is weighed down by these decades of lies, by the shame and the embarrassment that comes along with your lies. And then on top of that, the shame and embarrassment of being confronted with your lies. Now, from my experience, I'm not a licensed professional in any stance, but in my experience and what I do for a living and just experience with abusers in my own personal life, is that when a person is confronted with wholehearted evidence, with the truth, and they're asked, is this the truth? Yes or no? It's pretty much not a question that's an option for them to ramble on. It's a yes or no question. They automatically shut down. They shut down. Because the amount of shame that comes with admitting that you're wrong after your lies have weighed you down for so long, the shame outweighs the benefits of you telling the truth. And so those people they shut down. Their brain can't process a response. Their brain doesn't have time, and nor does it have the ability in those situations to come up with a response that that's able to manipulate that person asking the question. And so they shut down and they say, I don't care. I don't care about that evidence that you have. I don't care about the whole situation altogether. I mean, it's been seen in endless situations. If you face a man that just cheated on you, or a woman, anybody that just cheated on you, they're like, what are these text messages? Who is this? I don't care. If they're a narcissist, I don't care. I totally don't care. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to flip the script. They're trying to frustrate you because they know that you are passionate about proving them wrong. And then if they say, I don't care, they're pretty much saying, I don't care about all this work you put into proving me wrong. I'm not going to give you the answer that you're looking for, so I don't care. I'm better than you. I would never put this much passion into proving somebody wrong. You're the weird one. So, I don't care. I have the moral high ground. It's manipulation at its finest. Like, dude, you do care. You care. If you didn't care, you would have left that interview within like just the few minutes that he started getting riled up at you and showing you all these bank leak stuff. You would have left. If you didn't care about a redemption arc, you would have left. And then when Broside Phil came on and was explaining about you not talking to the police or whatever, you wouldn't have ran to go get that paper to prove him wrong if you didn't care. That's just not a normal reaction, Phil. It's not. And you're like, my audience doesn't care. I don't care. I get it, Phil. I mean, you have an audience. You have people that care about you and support you. If they don't care, whatever. Okay? But I don't know. They still deserve for you to give a better explanation. If not to Steve, then to them. I'm going to play this clip.
I don't want any of this kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just bored of it. I'm tired of it. I have no interest in it. I'm not at a part of my life where I feel like I have to answer to anyone, where I feel like I owe anyone anything. Okay. I've done my time on the firing line for over a decade. Right. And this is all shit that's been just tread over and over and over and over and over. It's like you got the dead horse. So you beat the dead horse, and the dead horse is even extra dead, but you keep beating the dead horse. So now the horse has become a big gelatinous pile of like gore because you beat it so bad. It's disgusting, but you keep beating the horse. So now the horse is like dust, but you keep beating the horse. It's like, how long can you beat the horse?
You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't owe anyone anything, according to you. Fair enough. You don't owe us anything. You don't owe me anything, Phil. You're right. You don't owe your detractors anything. You don't owe people anything, especially if those people don't like you. You're right. But you know who you do owe an explanation? Your audience. People that support you. People that have gone actual bankrupt to support you. And you tried to say in the podcast right before I left that nobody's ever been bankrupt because of me. Dude. Timbo. I actually looked all of that up just recently, and I was like, oh my God, it's true. Like, you can't keep lying, Phil. The wait is going to continue. And you're going to start getting too old to handle it. It's going to deteriorate you a lot faster than what you think. It's not going to be the fast food you eat. It's not going to be the alcohol you consume. It's not going to be you sitting more than 50% of the day. It's going to be your lies that takes you, Phil. People don't realize, especially people like you, don't realize how much of an impact you have on yourself. Like, you have an impact on yourself based on how you are on this world. Like, anyways, I'm gonna play this next clip.
Are you going to make it benefit me in any way? Like, in life, do we all just walk around doing things that don't do anything for us? Is that what we do? Is that how we conduct ourselves? I was under the impression that we are finite beings who need to do things for survival. So in a day, what do? You get up and you eat. Why do you eat? Because you need to eat to survive. Now, how do you eat? Well, you have to do work to have money to buy the things you eat, right? So it's what I mean. Like, sadly, we're slaves to this existence that we have to do things for sustenance and safety and to live, right? So we just walk on, just do things just for the sake of doing them for no reason at all. You know, why would I, like, who do you want, who should I, do things to benefit today while ignoring all of my own personal needs, right?
Phil, you prove a lot that you are a very selfish person. But that video, that clip, to me just outright shows it. You're selfish. Do you really think that people don't go around and not do things not for themselves? Didn't you say not that long ago that you go volunteer How did that benefit you? Did you go up there and ask the fucking soup kitchen for a minimum wage while you were doing it? Yes, people do things all the time that don't financially benefit them, Phil. It's a human thing to do. You not wanting to do the polygraph test on its own shows me that you are lying. And I know you don't care, but it shows that you were lying, Phil. You couldn't be like, all right, you got me. I'm not gonna do the polygraph test because I'm gonna fail. I'm not gonna pass it. And then you go on to say, well, those things can be lied about and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. Your body language just screams just narcissism. Like, oh my God. Right? Who goes around the world doing things that doesn't benefit them? You may not realize that's what you're doing, Phil, but it's like, could read you like a book. You're wide open, Phil. You're wide open for people like me to look at and just see how insecure you are. But anyways, that was probably one of my favorite clips, is him pretty much just exposing himself of being a fucking selfish asshole. So, no polygraph test, unfortunately. I mean, he could have totally just done it, but of course he's lying. He's lying. And like he doesn't even need to admit that he's lying for us to know that he's lying at this point. But I digress because I'm over it. I am personally over the bank leak stuff. I'm personally over all the stuff in the past, okay? I'm over it. Just like he is, I'm over it. It's old news. Especially after the interview last night, we all know he's lying. Why would we try to, like he said in the earlier, like, why would we try to beat a dead horse until it's nothing but goop and try to get something out of him he's never going to give us? He's giving us plenty of fresh horses to beat. I'm going to play this next clip.
Example, oh, well, you beg your viewers for money, right? So literally every content creator who asks for contributions is a beggar. Fine, I guess you could spin it like that if you really want to, all right? But the difference between me today and me 5 years ago is that 5 years ago, I was in a really bad way. I was literally living stream to stream in some cases. That if I didn't have a good stream, I wasn't going to be able to pay bills that week, okay? So I would say that on stream. Now, that's pretty bad. I look back now and I say, yeah, that's embarrassing. That's stupid. But that was the situation I was in, and I needed to do that to get by. Today,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about how disgusting of a person you are now. You haven't changed. You've gotten worse. You know, when I first ran into you, Phil, was literally right before Kino Casino. I ran into you maybe about 2 weeks before the June the King interview came out and you reacted to it. I mean, yeah, you weren't the greatest person in the world, but you weren't that bad. Your little goal every day was $50. I mean, you would beg, but you wouldn't beg like outright, just outrageously, I guess. Like, to me, it wasn't as bad. When them Kino Casinos got in your little friend circle, the mask came off, dude. You started making all this money in that 3 or 4 month span. And I remember seeing people like, oh my God, he's making all this money. It's like, it'll stop. It'll stop. Because normal people don't continuously support people like Phil. Because they start to realize, dude, I'm getting manipulated. Dude, I'm getting abused here in this chat. Dude, he's talking shit to me after I just donated him like $100 last week. Normal people don't put up with that shit, Phil. You need to face for what you're doing now. You need to face with how much of an abuser you are. That is the whole point of my channel. I don't give a damn about your bank leaks. Sure, it's obvious that you were a freaking idiot with how you spent your money, and you've said that. Fine, sure. I don't care if they were real. It's pretty apparent that they are, but I'm not gonna care if you don't. I really don't care if you admit to it or not. Did you sell the Down from the Rafters account? I don't care, Phil. I care about how you're treating your audience. I care about the abuse and manipulation that you put them through. I care about their mental health and honestly, their financial well-being. Because it seems like they go out of their way to make sure that you get what you want. And you can't say that they don't. Don't make me find that fucking clip of that fan. I can't remember his name, but he said, here's a $10 super chat or like a $5 super chat. Sorry, I can't donate more. I'm on a trip, I'm on vacation, but here's some. You're like, so you have money. You're on a trip, you're on a vacation, you just don't want to donate it. You have money. Dude, that's foul. You don't care. You're trying to say, oh, take care of yourself first. Bullshit, Phil. You don't give a damn if these people go into bankruptcy because of you. You don't give a damn if they can't afford to buy their kids a little souvenir on their vacation because you need that little extra $20 to hit your goal. You don't care about your audience. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that they're all disabled. I'm not going to sit here and say that they all get disability checks and they're giving it to you. I definitely believe that that's a good percentage of them. Based on when they give you the most amount of money. They give you the most amount of money in the first of the month. The first of the month, Phil, like, you get a bunch of money. Almost every time. That's why it makes me think they might be getting disability checks or Social Security or something. Am I right? I don't know. Do you want to prove me wrong? I don't care. I really wish Steven would have brought up a lot more current things. Because, yeah, I mean, what you did, Phil, was really freaking shitty, really scummy, and it just ugly all around. Like, you're never gonna admit to it. If anything, Steven just proved you're never gonna tell the truth. You're never, ever gonna admit to anything. The burden of your lies has outweighed your benefit of your truth. So you're gonna live the rest of your life with those burdens of lies. I don't hate you, Phil. It takes a lot for me to hate. I don't even hate my own father who abused me my entire childhood. We are all products of how we were treated growing up. And so I try my very best to observe people that have been really bad people by trying to think about what they might have gone through when they were younger. I don't know, you don't seem to have had a very bad childhood. In fact, I think that you might have been treated too good, and that's why you don't ever take responsibility for everything. Plus, you were an only child. You have what I like to consider like only child syndrome. You've never had to share. You've never had to learn how to, you come to an agreement in an argument. You've never had to do that, so nothing's ever your fault. You never have to share anything. You never have had to admit, all right, let's stop it. You're right, I'm wrong. You've never had to do that with a sibling before. So my take on the interview is you're lying. You're lying, never gonna admit to the truth. That's my conclusion on the interview. It was pretty shitty on your end, Phil. You couldn't even defend yourself. You just kept trying to regain control by saying, oh, you're talking over me. You're talking over me. Oh my God, I'm so insulted. You had to try to regain control by trying to make him feel like he was doing something wrong when he was just trying to get it's his show, Phil. Come on, like quit being a weenie. And you didn't gain that control back. You didn't. I don't think that's neck pain you're feeling. I really think that burden is weighing down you a lot more than you think. But anyways, that's my take on the interview.
Shut the fuck up. No one cares. You're going to sit there and say, but I know this, but I know that. Okay, present your evidence of what you're saying. Well, go to Google. No, stupid. You're the one who said the dumb fucking thing. Now you've got to back it up with facts. You don't just get to say whatever you want. Oh, well, everyone knows this. Why do they know it? Where did they get the information from? Oh, I don't know. Well, then you're a moron.